Hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are joining me. This is Friday Night Football Club Organic Football. I remain your host, Smith Lai. Thank you for joining. I can see a lot of people actually sending in messages there. Let me start on Instagram. Temi Lade, thank you for joining. You are the first person to comment on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Seko D, my man from South Africa. Thank you for joining. Thank you for always being there. That's my brother from South Africa. Thank you for joining. Temilade, thank you. Monso Ogungwade from Canada. Thank you for joining. And Chim Time from London too. Thank you for joining. Ushe Irogbu from where you joining from? Let me know where you're joining from so I can actually AU. Thank you for joining. Then also thank you for joining. Guys, thank you guys for joining. If you are watching on Instagram, don't forget Ayuba Alisa. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for making it a date again with us this beautiful Friday evening. If you're on Instagram, guys, don't forget to switch onto YouTube because we'll be going off on Instagram, in like a few minutes time. So let me just put a link on YouTube, on Instagram, so that you can go and actually join directly. So thank you guys for joining. Always waiting for us to be here, and we actually would really appreciate you. I can't appreciate you enough, but thank you for joining. So, guys, on Instagram, please don't forget to like. Thank you. Don't forget to like and share. Hey, that's my name. My name. Oh, football. That is Imadi. Thank you for actually joining. So, guys, don't forget to like and share, please. I like the share part of it because I normally see that a lot of people normally share this on WhatsApp. Thank you guys for being there. It's been a very good journey. Since we started this Friday Night Football, and I can see that some of you actually most of you actually was responding. That give us joy. That okay, JT Dog from London. Thank you for joining. That give us joy to come here. John Jones, I'm watching from Tripoli. Thank you from joining from Tripoli. Thank you for joining from Tripoli. So today we have a lot of things that we will discuss right from the under 17 AFCON. That CAF have not released their final statement, but we have information about what they want to do. So we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about what happened today. Talk about Eric Chile 31-man list. Officially, he has submitted the 31-man list to the NFF, and there's no Maduka Koye. That's the big news there. There is no Maduka Koye, and there is two England-born players there. We're gonna actually talk about that. Lukman B, thank you for that, guys. 16 people watching. I can see 16 people watching here, but we only have 4 likes. Please like the video. It's when you like the video, that's when they show it to many people. Thank you for that. Just like the video. Liking the video will cost you nothing. Please don't forget to like the video. So we have the issue about the debate going on today about false news, maybe not true about Nigerian players trying to change nationality. We discussed about that. So talk about Boniface too. What happened to Boniface? Boniface and the podcaster. We're going to discuss, side about it, and I would like you guys to give your opinion. Though it happened like 2 or 3 days ago, I want you guys to give your opinion too about about Victor Boniface, and also too, we're going to talk about Leon Balogun. It's in the news today. Talk about Leon Balogun, and also as usual, our countdown to the World Cup qualifier. So we're going to actually look at that. Our countdown to the World Cup qualifier. What is going on in Rwanda? What's going on in Zimbabwe? What are they trying to do? What are we doing to that World Cup qualifier? We discuss that today. And yeah, let's go back to our countdown. So next week, we'll do the tactical breakdown of how Rwanda can score against Nigeria. We have already listened to I've already told you how Nigeria can out Rwanda, how Nigeria can out Rwanda. Now I'm going to focus on how Rwanda can actually can out Nigeria. So I'm going to focus on those type of things too. So we'll talk about that one next week. So I've started it, but I've not finished it. That's why I don't want to give you half. Okay, that is that. I don't know what is maybe is the internet. Is the internet just me? Does everybody is just me? Or this video is not clear. So it's maybe the internet. Sometimes these people just this thing. I don't know. So we just hope that it's clear directly. I can see it on the other one of my YouTube channel here. Is clear. Let's hope that the internet. Okay, I think it's the internet. Let's hope that the internet actually would become as was very stable. Okay, yeah, you look blurry. Okay. Let's see. Maybe probably is the internet, but we see. Yes, it is probably the internet bandwidth. We can hear you well. Okay, you can actually hear me well. Let me see. The connection is unstable. So if your Wi-Fi try and plug to this thing. So we're gonna look at I'm going to try and check it clearly and see, because I don't want you guys to see I don't want you guys to miss any part very well. Let me just so let me see. I think I'm gonna actually put that one back. Maybe I will try and stabilize this thing and put it back on. Let me see. I can see that it's blurry there. So maybe I have to actually try and just change it quickly. Coming. So let me see. So just hold on a sec. So I hope you will find out. So let's kickstart. I should be better slightly here now. I try to actually stabilize it. So guys, I have to just start straight away. We go do it the way it is. So guys, if you're on Instagram, please don't forget to share to YouTube and actually join us. Please, if you're on Instagram, don't forget to go to Guys Football on YouTube and actually join. So guys, please as you join, please just like and share. We're 25 people here. I don't know how many likes we have now. I think so we'll have 11 likes. Guys, don't be a hater. Like the video. So guys, let me start quickly so that we don't take too much time here. I really want to take a lot of people to join in so that we can be able to have this good discussion. And I also want to end it early too. I don't want it to be 2.5 hours the way I did the last time around. So let me just start with the under 20, unconfirmed report from different local media says that CAF have awarded the four extra slots that they added to COSAFA, SECAFA, WAFU-A, and UNAF. UNAF is what? Is North America, is North Africa. COSAFA is South Africa. SECAFA is East Africa. And WAFU-A is West Africa. So is extremely, I don't know how to describe this because, there's no official statement, so they can still come out and deny it. But what I can tell you is that they have informed COSAFA. They have informed COSAFA already that they will need one country from COSAFA. And at the end of the day, COSAFA met on Thursday, that was yesterday, and they decided to pick South Africa. There was no third place playoff in COSAFA, but they picked South Africa ahead of Zimbabwe. I don't know how they actually did that, but that is due to the magic of CAF. So, and when they got to Wafu, they went to go and pick Gambia. Gambia only won one game during the qualifier. They picked Gambia ahead of Nigeria. I don't know the rationale for picking Gambia. People were arguing that because they are coming from a defending champions, what's it called, region. That's the reason why they're giving them that extra slot. So, and Sekafa too. Why are they giving Sekafa? They're giving Somalia the slot ahead of Nigeria. Do you think that Somalia will give a better representation at the World Cup ahead of Nigeria? I don't know how they are trying to share it. So they also gave UNAF too. UNAF, I understand UNAF. So they also gave UNAF too. What's it called? Additional slots. I want to show you graphics too on how they distribute all these things in CAF. I want to show you so that you can have an idea of why what I'm talking about today. So let me just show you a picture. This is a picture of how CAF distributes their regions. You can see Wafu A. You can see that is Wafu A. Sorry, that's a typo error. Wafu A and Wafu B. Wafu B is like the darker green one. UNAF is the North Africa. In fact, I will show you those things. Sekafa is the yellow one. UNAFAC is the Central Africa, while the red one is COSAFA. So that's actually what CAF actually was. This is so they break it down to each region. People have been saying that West Africa there's Wafu A and Wafu B because in West Africa we have most countries. So 8 countries in Wafu A and 7 countries in Wafu B, making what? 15 in total. That is the highest in any region. That is why they have to break it to 2. You have only 5 countries. Only 5 countries and 3 will qualify. That is crazy. Sekafa, I will show you how many countries now, maybe probably 7 or so, and 3 will qualify. UNAF, they gave them 2. 5 countries, 2. COSAFA, I think 8 countries, I give them 3. But my issue is this, looking at the qualifiers. I just, it's baffled me slightly, the qualifiers. Looking at the qualifiers, this is like, you can see that UNAF, if you see very well, UNAF, how many spots there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 countries are in UNAF. They had 2 spots before. They're giving them extra 1. That means that out of the 5 teams in UNAF, they are having what? 3 slots. So 2, only Libya and Algeria will not qualify. I think Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia, they are trying to say they're going to qualify. In Wafu A, can you see? Wafu A, 2, 3, that is 4. So you can see how many countries in Wafu A. 2 slots. That will start to give them 1 extra. Wafu B too, you can see 7 countries. This UNAF, some countries already pulled out, so only 5 countries will be participating in UNAF. So it's just the way they just share this thing is so crazy that CAF, they have not even put their statement out, but it's like a coup against the West Africans. So for me, in Wafu B alone, only Nigeria and Ghana won like 7 under 17 World Cup. So why do you think they're just trying to push this narrative and try to deny them? Because West Africa give the best representation. With all Senegalese have been doing in the under 17, they have never played in the final of the under 17 World Cup before. Never, never. Countries that played in the final, they are Mali, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Ghana. So for me, I think it's a big thing. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. If we have the NFF, if you have Amaju Pinnick in CAF, and they can just change Nigeria like this, I fear for the future. I fear for the future of our team. If we are supporting Amaju Pinnick, we have somebody there, and the politics is now really against us. When your team, Nigeria won 3 games in the qualifiers and drew one. Gambia only won 1 game. Gambia only won 1 game. So, it's just crazy. If you know Amaju Pinnick, this is when Nigeria needs him. We don't need him to be flashing private jet. We don't need him to be flying private jet or this thing. What we need from him is what rightly belongs. Because to us, this might be this as something today might be different thing tomorrow. So I just hope it's not official yet, but based on what they are pushing out, I think that this is what they want to do. But I think that we should resist it. I don't think that this partiality, this bias should have any space in African football if we want to actually grow. Those boys are still not settled. They are just looking for, they are not settled yet. I just hope that, they can clear these things by next week and everything actually we can put everything in place. So that is actually my thought. Should be scrapped. Yes. So let me just move on to a different story. So another thing that actually came up this week was Victor Boniface, probably about the TikTok girl. And most of you guys, not the TikTok girl, sorry, the podcaster, most of you guys already actually have the information with you. For me, I think people can talk anyhow. People can discuss you anyhow. But what I will say basically is this. If you have the right, if you have the privilege to talk to people, you have the privilege to address the people, sometimes the words you use are very important. If you say Victor Boniface has not been productive in the national team, yes, I agree with you. I've criticized Boniface several times here. If you say Boniface, he's not really serious with what he's doing, I agree with you. But if you say he's not talented, that is what I don't understand. Because if somebody is not talented, how can that person, get to the level that he is to? And secondly, too, that one can even affect Victor Boniface, mental health, which I think we should always observe, how we criticize players too, in my own opinion. And I've observed Gary Neville, I've observed Jimmy Carragher. I know that the two of them, the way they criticize, on Sky Sports, the way they do all these things on Sky Sports, they will never tell you that you are not talented. They will never. I've never heard that type of word before. I'm not talented. They might just say that, oh, he's not really doing well today, this and this and that today, or it's not even good enough. But to go to the extent that you're not talented, I think he's just trying to take it too much. And I think that, Boniface, in his usual way, responded, in his normal way, and actually went after the girl, good followership too on social media. Popular Nigeria blogger Tunde Ednut, the popular online activist too, very dark man, they supported Victor Boniface. Sometimes if these guys they are friends to these bloggers now, anytime you see all these things come out against them, there's no way they will look for a way to tackle this guy. During Tunde Ednut's birthday, Boniface bought cow. So it's not now that Boniface needs help that Ednut will not be able to come out and actually assist. What about during what was it called? When Red Darkman 2 was trying to do his charity, Boniface gave him 5 million naira or so. So all these guys can come out and actually support him. So for me, this credibility is there. I just think that we should learn. We should learn how we talk to people. Is very important, so that at the end of the day, it will not, affect the mental health of them. And secondly, too, about that girl too, I just think that Boniface, from now to years to come, Boniface is above that girl. one response and everything. That is that. For example, now, I there was a time that Mo Salah and Jamie Carragher, they were having like back and forth, on what's it called, about Salah talking about his contract situations and everything. And what's it called? And Jamie Carragher said that he's disappointed with Salah. He went after Salah and everything. The way Salah self responded to that situation, it makes everything die down. Just say, it's like, Jamie, you are obsessed with me, you know. So sometimes too, I just everybody feels that he should make sure that they don't hold him if anything happened to this girl. And I just think that you should leave this girl alone and let her just live in peace. She made a mistake. She should come out and she will apologize. And I'm pretty sure that she might have actually be regretting it now. So Boniface is a big player. Shouldn't let anybody to distract him. They criticize, but then they just don't respond once. That is all. So I wish Boniface the best of luck. He's been having a good time in Leverkusen. 2 games, 2 goals, and I hope that he scores again this weekend again. So that's a good thing for Nigeria, the World Cup qualifier. According to report, I heard that say his name is already in his name is for 31-man list that Eruseku Sile forwarded to the NFF for screening. So it's just for him to continue to actually work, to do well, and I hope that he can make the final 25 list. Now he's just go cut like 6 players out of it. So he go make the final 25-man list that will be in Kigali for the World Cup qualifier against Rwanda, and also the home leg 2 against Zimbabwe. So that is that about Victor Boniface. I don't want to elaborate more on that. I don't want to talk more about that. They don't talk about the whole thing. So I just want to let the sleeping dog, as he was, the sleeping dog, lies. So that is that about Victor Boniface. Let me know your thought about him too. If you want to send a request and talk about Victor Boniface, let me also know too. Guys, on Instagram too now, I'm going to give you like 3 minutes more. I'm going to end on Instagram. Come on YouTube and actually join. Please, as I join on YouTube now, we were like 54 watching on YouTube initially, but only 16 likes, guys. Please like more. There's no money about we don't charge for liking the video. Just come and actually like the video. There's no that's the best you can do for us now. That's the most important you can actually do for us now. So I wish Boniface the very best of luck. I hope that he can actually continue to actually to do well. That is actually what that. So a news came out today about Leon Balogun that one of the NFF, according to Ongo, which I think that he got these sources right, that that they did not blacklist Leon Balogun in the national team, that is integral member of the team, that even after he had a podcast, in case you don't know, he had a podcast where he actually criticized the authorities of the NFF, that that some people are just there just for their own personal gains. They are there for their own personal things. So he criticized them, and I think that one did not go down well with a lot of people, in the glass house. So what now happened basically is that since then, I think they called him up only once, but at the end of the day, they didn't call him up again. But people have been saying that they didn't sideline him. They didn't sideline him. My issue with this sideline thing is this. When Leon Balogun was performing very well for his club side, and a different player that is not doing well was called up ahead of him, he has not retired from national team. Do you think that he will not think that they sidelined him? He's going to think that way, because at the end of the day, he's performing well for his club side. He's doing well for his club side. Because he's doing well for his club side, they now picked different player, probably ahead of him in the ranking, which I think that is extremely unfair. Which I think is actually is extremely unfair. So what I think, in my own personal opinion, basically is this: if there is nothing that is there, I think Leon Balogun should have been part of the team initially. So that is actually my take. So guys, I just want to address something quickly. Just give me like a 2 sec. I'm going to just come back quickly talk about this Balogun matter. Some few things very quickly. So if it's me, I will also believe that I'm being sidelined. And I will say some things here. When it wasn't picked to, why can't you communicate to him? Tell him the reason. Why do you think it wasn't picked? You know, and I'm pretty sure that he might ask questions, from a reliable source. Maybe he asked questions from them, and there was no explanation to back it up. So, in my own opinion, I just think that if there's nothing there, I think he should be part of the national team. Because if it's not part there, if he's not invited, he should explain few things to him. Why he's not part of the team. So, in my own opinion, I just think that we should make things very clear. Because this guy saved Nigeria, about 50 caps for Nigeria. Fantastic personality. He gave his all, playing for Nigeria. Leadership. He shows leadership both on off and on the pitch. So, in my own opinion, I think that if you are not choosing him, you should be able to give him that explanation. If you invited Nda, Sadiq Bendi, Taminu ahead of him when he was performing very well for Rangers, I think that you owe him what? This explanation. And this thing about trying to, you try to get information from them and they don't care about you. I don't want to mention some names here, some names in the NFF here. If I mention those names here now, they might, it might actually what? I don't want to mention names here. Just think that if this guy is not being called up, I think he deserves explanation. That is my take on that. I think he deserves explanation why he's not being called up, and you tell him directly, maybe he will just retire from the national team. He said several times that he's available to be called up, then you just need. If you think he's not good enough, tell him. But in my own opinion, I think that also deserve what explanation. If he offends you, tell him to apologize. But all this trying to play this immature game, trying to play all this hide and seek game is what I think is not really actually what good. So that is that on the Oba logo. So I know that Coach Eric Sekushile is a big fan of him. I know that for sure. He's a big fan of him. And if he recovers on time, I think he might be part of the team, the boy that will be traveling to Kigali to face Rwanda. So I wish him the very best of luck. So guys on Instagram now, I have to switch it off. Go on YouTube and actually go on. Thank you, Ola Lucas. Go on YouTube and actually go and join. So guys on Instagram, I'm going to actually go on YouTube and actually go and join. Thank you. Bye. So that is my take on Leon Balogun. So, and let me now move on to the Super Eagles matter before I allow people to actually to join in. I don't want to make it too long today. Before I actually allow people to actually join in, let me just quickly move on to Super Eagles matter. So I'm going to start with the news that was was out today, and I can see claims and counterclaim is about these two guys. The one on top there is Leslie Okechukwu, and there was that this also Kani Chukwuemeka. About 10 days ago, I had information from a reliable source that Coach Eric Sekuchile have listed some players based in England and some other foreign-born players in his team list for the Rwanda game. He said, even these guys are not even, they're not yet committed to play for Nigeria, but he believes that if he table his project to them, that they will change their mind and play for Nigeria. I heard that one about 10 days ago. So today, when this news came out that he also he listed these two players in his 31-man list, I wasn't surprised, because they are in his 31-man list does not mean that he might probably select them as the top 25 for the game against Rwanda. See, what I can tell you is that they have been selected by Eric Sekou Chile. Did Eric Sekou Chile call them? I don't know. Did they submit documents? I don't know of Leslie Okechukwu, but it's like Kani Chukwuemeka already submitted his documents. I don't know about Leslie Okechukwu, but it's like Kani Chukwuemeka is in the process, or he have even submitted, his what's it called? His letter to change nationality. So, for me, he believes that the two of them can actually add value to the national team, and I think that is why it's actually they're going for them. So, let me just start with Kani Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka had the opportunity to play under Ralf Rangnick in Austria. And I think that when he was in Aston Villa also, then before moving to Chelsea, Austria FA approached him to see, because he was born to Nigerian parents in Austria, to see maybe he can switch nationality. But then he was committed to play for England. He was part of the England under-20 team that played at the last under-20 World Cup, if you remember. That Chelsea released him so late, and he played at under-20. He was, he was featuring very well under Coach Mauricio Pochettino, But when they let Pochettino go, I think Enzo Maresca, had like a different idea, different profile to the player he actually wants to play in that number 10 role. And two players are practically ahead of him. Cole Palmer and also this guy, João Felix, actually ahead of him. Cole Palmer is not as if, in fact, Cole Palmer is not even registered for the Conference League. So the other guys, they're having opportunity playing in the Conference League. So now that he's moving to Dortmund, I think we can be able to see him very well. For him to change this nationality, I think that he might have conversations with people around him, because one thing or the other too, I know one parent that have their son playing for Liverpool that are very close to them, their family. They're also from the same southeastern part. And the dad is a very big Nigerian fan that, it's a very big Nigerian fan that he will want his son to actually play for Nigeria. So it's different from someone that maybe this, he also is a thing of pride, to see his son play for Nigeria. But up till now, I don't think Kani Chukwuemeka have been approached by Nigeria. But I think in in these recent weeks, I think from around probably January or so, I think there have been conversations about him, switching nationality. So we will see how things pans out. But out of them, I think Kani Chukwuemeka is even closer to play for Nigeria than Leslie Okechukwu. Okechukwu own is different. Okechukwu own is Nigeria true. Okechukwu own, I saw his pictures when he was in Enugu State. He went for holiday. He got a Nigerian passport. Thank you, Lucas, for reminding me. He got a Nigerian passport. His uncle is Onyekachi Apam, the former Enugu Rangers player. His uncle also played for Rennes in France. His uncle is based in France. Onyeka Jabam, I will try and bring him on one day. Fantastic, personality. I spoke to him. One of these, I chatted with him one of these days. Good guy, very humble, good guy. So, that is his mentor. That's his mentor. And if you say that he's close to Nigeria, to change from France to Nigeria is not up to 1 month. If Leslie today, they call him today, guy, we need you to change your nationality. In fact, in 3 weeks, everything's going to be ready. There are some players that just change nationality from France to Morocco. Those guys, their nationality did not take long at all. It's the English system that takes longer. All this Germany, France, Spain, it's not really a problem for a player to just switch nationality. So for me, before it could, in fact, apart from even these two, I'm hearing that there's still other 2 foreign-born players that he actually listed in the team that should play against I'll play against Zimbabwe. And the reason why Eric Chile is desperate for these players is because he realized that we have problems in our midfield. We have problem in our midfield. So for me, if they can get it changed, if they are not even ready for this game in March, I think Chukwuemeka, with what I'm hearing, will be ready before September. It will be ready before September. And, if it's ready before September, I think you are actually we are good to go. Who is more important with the 2 of them? For me, I'll still pick Chukwuemeka to be more important because in that creative midfield role, we keep on using Alex Iwobi in that creative midfield role. We have used Iheanacho in that creative midfield role. We have used different players in that creative midfield role. But I think that this guy is a natural creative midfielder and he's going to be there to come and solve the Nigerian problem. I think so. So for Eric Sekou Chile not to include Faustino Anjorin and for him to include Chukwuemeka in that team, that means that there is something that he sees in this guy that maybe probably we don't see. So there is something in it. I know that people have said, oh, there's no conversations about this thing. But, when Chuba Akpom 2 switched, I remember then that when all of them, they learned from Tammy Abraham, they did not publicize it. In fact, if not because of Nigerian journalists in Germany that said that Chuba Akpom has switched from Nigeria since 2019, 5 years ago, nobody will know. Nobody will know. We'll sit thinking, paperwork is not out yet. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. And this guy also switched to, what's it called? This guy, Ovie Jara. Nobody will know about it. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. Ike Ugbo then was about switching to our national team. Nobody will know. So I think they are just trying to hide some of this information. Maybe because of the lesson they learned from Tammy Abraham, that they went to go and publish it. Now that they have denied it now, at least. Because if they didn't deny it and they said that Chukwuemeka is about to change, I think the English FA too will look for a way to try and convince him to. Because I remember during Lookman's switch, when Lookman already decided that he wants to play for Nigeria, Lookman went to England camp for under 21. Immediately he came in now, the coach came to him and said, I'm hearing you want to leave us. Can you see? So that one self even normally put extra pressure on players. On players. So, a lot of people don't know that Lookman will have played in AFCON 2021. People don't know that. Lookman will have played in AFCON 2021. Gennett Rohr listed Lookman in his AFCON team before he left. Gennett Rohr listed Lookman in his AFCON team. And Lookman was not cleared then. So if Chukwuemeka and Leslie Okechukwu are being listed by Eric Sekuchile, let's wait and see what is happening. Let's wait and see. The people are saying that, okay, they have not submitted paperwork and this and this and that. Okay. But you don't know the conversation that have happened maybe probably before that people are trying to keep. So, in my own opinion, if a coach already listed you as part of their team, I think there's a conversation going on. Olise was listed too, but the whole team was mismanaged. So, for me, I think wait and see what Eric Sekuchile sees, that he listed them, and let's see exactly what will come out of it. A player too that missed out in this election, rumored to be Maduka Okoye. He just resumed back in training. He's been having issues with the betting thing. Maybe ban will come. We don't know. But rumor has it that Maduka Okoye did not make the 31-man list of Eric Sekuchile. Invitations will be sent out, I think, next week or after next week. And players that are invited, we will know exactly. Maybe they will be traveling to Rwanda. And talking about traveling to Rwanda, Nigeria will fly straight. They will fly straight to Rwanda. I think the NFF delegation will arrive Rwanda Sunday, March 16 or so. They will arrive Sunday, I think Sunday, March 16. Let me just try and double check. They will arrive. They will arrive Sunday, March 16, and the players will start arriving on Monday. So I wish them the very best of luck. But I don't think the information is completely true, false about them changing nationality. So if they change it, that is actually what for me. I think Chukwuemeka own. I think there's a slightly truth in that. What I should see. But about Ogechukwu, we don't know fully. But I think Chukwuemeka is this thing. So yeah. So if you are traveling to Rwanda from the UK, your return ticket is like £450. You can go and watch the game now. Go and support our Super Eagles, and go and watch them take the World Cup ticket in Rwanda. And also not pick the World Cup ticket, win their first World Cup qualifier game in Rwanda. So it's like 450 or 500 euros, this, and you're going to enjoy yourself. Rwanda is a tourist area. You're going to really actually enjoy yourself there. So that is my own part of the story. I don't think it's completely false. I think some of it might be true. So I'm hearing that people say, oh, they didn't talk to the father of Ugochukwu. Remember, it can be false. But for me, the conversation can start this night. We never know. But what we can be sure is that these two guys are part of the initial 31-man list. Have they submitted officially? We cannot say now. But these two guys are part of the Chile's 31-man list. That'll be trimmed down to like 26 or 25. So that is that. So, and let me just move on to, Eric Sekuchile himself, and he traveled, to England, and I don't know the reason why he have really not been taking pictures, and I heard that he went to Nottingham Forest. He went to Nottingham Forest. He spoke to, Coach Espirito Santo. I heard that he went to, to Leicester to see Wilfred Ndidi. He went to London to see Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey. So, been hearing that he has been having conversation. So, despite that he didn't travel to Turkey, people think that he should go to Turkey to go and meet the former African Player of the Year, travel to Italy to go and meet Ademola Lookman. But I can tell you that he's still restricted to London for now. And part of the conversation is that he just wants to tell them exactly what he wants to do, how he wants to actually to approach the game between Nigeria and Rwanda, because they will not be having more than 3 training sessions before the game, 3 or 4 training sessions before the game. So he wants them to have the idea of what he exactly wants to do. And I think that he'll be forwarding his training program too to them, so they know exactly what to do and be ready for the game. And I've been hearing that he has not been going alone too, be going in with his right-hand man, his assistants, that have been there for him for a very long time, be speaking to these players and everything. And I heard that he called Victor Osimhen. He called Victor Osimhen and he told Victor Osimhen straight away that if you want to play in my team, like he said that nobody that is not performing well for their club side, they're not getting game time, will play in this World Cup qualifier. And that was what Osimhen told Shuba Akpo. So, and that means that some players that have been getting game time might probably not be part of the team this this match window. Players like Kelechi Iheanacho, have not been getting game time. Players like Ismail Sadiq, Sadiq Bendi have not been getting playing time. I've not been playing for a while. I know he's transferred to Albania Field. Players like Taminu, Benjamin Taminu has not been playing on a regular basis. And I hope that Semi Ajayi should be on his way back to full fitness too. So, he just said that he wants hardworking players. He wants players that are regular for their clubs to play. So some of the players too, might be shortchanged in this thing, like I don't know, maybe he's going to select him, but he's not been getting enough game time actually in Nottingham Forest. So that is his idea. Rated them so that this is what he wants to do. You must be fit to play in the system he wants to play. And Osimhen, Lookman, Ndidi, all of them, they are really happy with the conversation that actually what they had with him, because they, like what Samsung said, that all these players, they know if a manager is good or not good. So if a manager is good, they know exactly what is upstairs. So I think that when he had a meeting with these guys, they were so happy with his ideas and what he intends to do. So for me, he's a guy that is very close to them. Age. He's 47 years of age. And he's like their big uncle. So he said it in Nigeria that he wants to be their big brother and also their coach to take them to the next level. So I think that he's starting on a very good note, and he's also improving his English. So I hope that he can actually just he can just continue on this thing and get those 2 wins. So that is actually what my take. So I wish him the very best of luck. The list will be out as soon as possible, and it's not those times that Guavon making list and the list is coming out 2 days before camp opens and everything. The list will be out by the end of this month. Date on the 7th, by 2 weeks or so, the list will be out officially, and we know he is having 31-man list because of injury. He just want to make sure that those guys are at least, the guys on the list actually fit and ready in case anybody gets injured. He can actually replace them quickly before the game. So talking about the preparation now towards the Rwanda game. So I was also monitoring what's happening in Rwanda. So let me just show you what is happening in Rwanda too. So for the Amaro Stadium in Kigali, have been, they are working on the grass, they're working on the grass, and pictures coming out of the place that they are working on the grass. If you remember very well, that the last time that Nigeria played against Rwanda, the grass was in horrible states, but they are working on it because they have this program, Visit Rwanda projects. I think PSG and Arsenal, I think they want to host Arsenal also this summer. So they are trying to look for a way to make sure that the team is in a good state before they host this big European club site. So they are trying to maintain the pitch and make sure that is in a very good condition. So that's also good for us too, because if the pitch is in a good conditions, our player will feel comfortable to play good football in the very good conditions too. And if you have been following their football very well too, they played recently against South Sudan. They beat South Sudan by 2-1 in their CHAN qualifier. If you compare the pitch to the one we played on last year, you realize that they are really doing very well on this pitch. They are working on the pitch. So, and the match is going to be on Friday, 21st of match, and according to I'm hearing that it's going to be in the night around like 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So that's going to be like 7 p.m. UK time. So the game is going to be around that 7 p.m. or so UK time on March the 21st. So before we return to Uyo at also play again the night when we play against Zimbabwe, at the Gospel Aquabi Stadium in Uyo. So that's actually what I went on to Rwanda. They are trying to make sure that the pitch is in a good state because of the program they also have to. So the coach surfaced again this week. They were trying to see how they can bring him back. But the problem is that today just think that there's no way back. They have announced finally that there's no way back with this coach. So this coach is so instrumental to them. It's called Torsten Spittler, fantastic coach. A very good tactician. Before he took over from before he coached Rwanda has not won a game for 2 years. They have never won a game for 2 years. So he came to Rwanda, he won like 6 or 7 games, top of World Cup qualifier group, not only missed out of the AFCON due to goals difference, he beat Nigeria. It was so good, but unfortunately, they could not be able to agree on the salary, and he had to actually part ways with them. So it's a big blow for them. They tried to bring him back again this last week, but they could not actually really agree. Maybe they could try again, but I think based on what they are talking about this evening, I think that is really the end of the road in the conversation. And I think that this man is called, is going to be the one that's going to actually to be in charge of the team. It's called Mutsusi. He's going to be in charge of the team. He's the assistant to Spittler. He's a former player. He played against Nigeria when Nigeria drew 0-0 against Rwanda at the 2006 World Cup qualifier in Kigali in the old Amahoro Stadium. He was part of the Rwandan team then, so he's going to be their coach. He just failed to qualify. He failed to qualify them for the CHAN tournament that will take place in this summer. So he failed to qualify them, but they don't have anybody to turn to. So he's going to be the one. So I don't want Nigeria to underrate him, but in all honesty, in terms of coaching capacity, I don't think it's really there. If they're going to employ him and that foreign coach, but for now, he's the current interim coach of Rwanda. It's called like Mitusi or so. He's a current interim coach of Rwanda, and he's might probably be the one to lead them against Nigeria when they play a match. So I've watched this game against South Sudan. For me, he's not like his boss. It's not like his boss. It's just his typical, guy that there's no really tactical thing you can see in this game. So if we are really up to our game that day, I think we should be able to actually overpower Rwanda. So that is the update on Rwanda as they are preparing for the World Cup qualifier. So another update from Rwanda is that if you remember, this is their captain. The captain is called Bizimana of he has joined Al Ahly Tripoli in Libya. So it was the captain. He's the heartbeat of the Rwanda national team. He played for Zoya FC in Ukraine, but he has now joined Ahly Tripoli in Libya. So I don't know, maybe that move is going forward or going backward. But the good thing is this: Ahly Tripoli in Libya, they're spending money. They just signed Mavululu. If you know Mavululu very well, the Angola, is it Mabululu, sorry, the Angolan striker that scored that beautiful goal during AFCON. They just signed him too in Al Ahly Tripoli alongside with Bizimana. So Ahly Tripoli, we actually they are spending a lot of money. So for me, and is their heartbeat, is their captain, is playing in Africa now. So I think if Nigeria can take care of this guy in that game, they will not collect less than 4-0, So I'm just trying to update you about his movement. So that is his current things now, because I was also tracking their players too to see maybe they are playing for their clubs and everything as part of this thing. So we're not only playing against Rwanda, we're also playing against Zimbabwe in that in that window, that World Cup qualifier window. So I'm going to wrap up with talking about what is going on in Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe manager called Washington Arubi. Washington Arubi is goalkeeper for Zimbabwe. He's played for Magdeburg FC in South Africa. He's 34 years of age already. And he's part of the team. He's part of the player that they brought in that rejuvenized Zimbabwe. And I can tell you something. I've never seen a manager. I'm going to show you the manager now. I've never seen a manager like this guy before, Michael Niels, that can change a national team overnight. I've never seen a manager like him before. He turned Zimbabwe fortunes overnight. He changed the deadwoods. He brought in the old guys. He blended them with the new European-born players. They are now a solid team. Michael Niels have qualified Zimbabwe for the AFCON tournament in the world in Morocco. Zimbabwe that was banned before, that was, they were nowhere to be found before. They were bottom of the World Cup qualifier group. They rallied around, they beat Namibia, they drew against Cameroon, they drew against Kenya. So he's been doing well now. In fact, I even fear to play against Zimbabwe more now than Rwanda, because when I saw exactly what he's doing, and if you remember too, there's one guy called Muntisi that just joined Wolverhampton Wanderers from Reims FC in France. He's also from Zimbabwe. So I've been trying to bring these guys in to see exactly if they can actually still rescue their World Cup campaign. So it says something that they are not likely to top the World Cup group, but I was thinking that if they could play well, they should be to win and just play in the playoffs. So he's doing a very good job for Zimbabwe. That's why I said that the Zimbabwe that you played before is not the Zimbabwe that's going to play now. The Zimbabwe that what's it called, that South Africa played before. It's not going to be Zimbabwe that they're going to play now. They are completely different teams. So he's a guy that I think that can change things around. But I just hope that we will not concentrate too much on Rwanda and go and underrate Zimbabwe. I just think that it's a team we need 6 points from those 2 games in March, and for we to give us at least a chance to qualify for the World Cup. And before you know it, I'm predicting that by the end of March, the point between Nigeria and what's it called, and the point between Nigeria and Zimbabwe and South Africa will be just 1 point after March. That's what I'm predicting. That the point between Nigeria and Zimbabwe will be 1 point. Nigeria and Nigeria and South Africa will be 1 point, because I just think that the match will be very good for us. But we need to take care of this guy, Michael Niels. He's a very experienced guy. He has coached Rwanda before. He has worked very well on the African continent. He knows the terrains very well. He understands that what it takes to actually to win game and be going to the AFCON with Zimbabwe. So for me, I think that we have to watch out for his team. I just hope that we don't get surprised, by that team, when we face them, on March 25th. So I'm going to put the chat now to the chat section quickly. The link. If you want to join, just click on the link. It's going to take you here directly, and it's going to take you here directly. We can be able to just have conversation. Please, if you are coming, just make it snappy so that I don't stay too long here too, because of time. I don't want to stay the way I stay for like 2 hours. Last time around. Somebody asked. Let me just take some comments quickly. Apologies, guys. I didn't take any of your comments initially, but I'm going to run through it and talk about your comments. So Cody, my guy, said that Friday night, let's hear what you have to say for us, my Friday. Okay, thank you, my guy. Thank you, my guy. So Temilade said that your Nigerian football encyclopedia. I greet you too, Temilade. Thank you for actually always joining. So guys, Ayuba Alisa said that please don't forget to like. How many likes do we have now? Let me just double check. How many likes do we have? We have 28 likes. Guys, make it 40. Make it 40 now. Make it 40. 13 people watching. This thing. Yeah. That's bandwidth. So they are planning a coup in the World Cup qualifier. Yeah, guys, let's share and let's support this man. So thank you So someone that Musa Sanusi is just like his father. For me, the Sanusi one we have in the end, the calf is not useful for Nigeria. I don't know why people are saying that we have Nigeria there. It's not useful for Nigeria. It's not useful at all for Nigeria. So I don't know why people are saying that we have somebody in calf. It's not useful for Nigeria. I'm saying it here, not to hide mouth. It's not useful for Nigeria. So somebody said, "Hello Smith, don't worry. I've already liked the video. I can really enjoy your analysis of the new coach formation. Okay, it is always insightful. Thank you guys. Thank you, AJ Eno. Thank you. But please, some pity on Eric Chile. You keep me laugh the way you pronounce his last name. It is Chile, not Chile. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. So far, the only person I've heard in Nigerian media pronounce his name correctly is IoT. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Oh, IoT, come and pronounce the name for us again. So please clarify the tweet you applied. So I already discussed that. I think Chukwuemeka already applied, but what I can confirm to you is that the two guys' name are in the list. Have they applied? I don't know about that. I think Chukwuemeka might probably have applied, but the two names are in the list. So Balogun Ejuke and Desas, welcome back to Super Eagles at that stage. Okay. I have somebody already waiting for me in the comments. Let me just take this in. So let me just take a look at so look at that. The Leslie problem is he was built to take from Pogba because things went somehow. Okay, yeah. Someone said, is it true that Chukwuemeka and Leslie Okejuku have decided to play for Nigeria? For me, they have the name on the list. So as I decided, I don't know, but they have their name on the list. So let us want to ripe. So okay, we want to reap. So that's Nigeria for you, Lucas. We want to reap where we know so. That is Nigeria for you. Baba, maybe they sleep. I'm saddened I can't come online. Okay. Don't worry, as well. I'm regular contributor. Thank you. But I must say I'm happy with the news today. Okay, thank you. So which hotel team go stay? I hear there is a Marriott and Sheraton. Yeah. I've not confirmed the hotel actually, but it's Rwanda when it doesn't lack in the hotel. Is Udokai in the list? I don't think so. Okay, let me just tell you that no, it's not there. It's not there. So, but I must say I'm happy with the news today. Okay, thank you guys for your comments. So let me just take my first caller here. Is then also regular contributor on Instagram, good Nigeria football fan, passionate about Nigeria football, and advocate for the aspirant player. So, and also, thank you.
Hello, my brother.
Thank you for
Hello,
joining.
everybody watching.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you have to contribute? Yeah.
I starting with the our junior
Team.
national team. I
Yeah.
believe Nigeria should be among the teams selected for the AFCON.
AFCON, yes.
Definitely considering the record, I
Yes.
think what's happening is a concern for me, considering that Motsepi is a South African. You
Hmm.
see how South Africa was selected.
Without
So
any playing any game.
without any playoff or anything of that nature,
Eh?
that concerns me with our game against South Africa. All I'm praying for is that before our game with them, we're 3 points ahead of them and by at least a reasonable goal difference
Hmm.
because that game can be easily a Wayo game.
Hmm.
That aside, when it comes to Balogun issue, I'm
Hmm.
100% in agreement with Leon Balogun.
Hmm.
Leon Balogun, from my own take,
Hmm.
is better than Semi Ajayi anytime, any day. That guy should not be discarded the way he has been discarded from the Super
Hmm.
Eagles national team.
Hmm.
And coming to these qualifiers,
Hmm.
I wholeheartedly think it is time to I think our route to qualification will
Mm-hmm.
most likely come in from jokers, unknown players who will
Mm-hmm.
lead us to World Cup if we want to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Because every of our opponents right now have studied our team inside out. We
Yeah.
need an element of surprise. That
Mm-hmm.
element of surprise will come from either a foreign born player
Mm-hmm.
or a Nigerian born player that
Mm-hmm.
is selected by merit in
Mm-hmm.
the team. I believe it is time for Kevin Abogoma to return
Mm-hmm.
to the Nigerian national team, because if you keep discarding players like that, the other ones will very much have concern of committing their national allegiance to
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. Akpoguma is a true leader. He has shown that he was a captain of Hoffenheim in their last game. And
Mm-hmm.
have you noticed something about the guy? He can play from the right and he can
Mm-hmm.
play from the left side of the central defense. He
Mm-hmm.
plays week in, week out in a three-man defensive formation.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly think he needs to be considered
Mm-hmm.
to the national team. And when it comes to our forward, this is where the biggest surprise needs to come from.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest surprise needs to, I keep my number one joker is Uche Crisantos, a player that is a hybrid. He can play as a striker and he
Mm-hmm.
can play as a midfielder. He will bring a lot of high tempo. What Eric Shelley is looking for, the number one thing is right there in front of him. Crisantos,
I think he made the list.
yeah, he is very fast. He
Mm-hmm.
reminds me a lot
Mm-hmm.
about Amunike. Very agile, very on the move all the
Mm-hmm.
time. He is a super Eagles material and he's going to be in that team for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar album, we keep looking for a culture. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, we don't have, our culture is a generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
Respect that. Sunday Lise is a generational talent. It is hard for these type of players to come by anytime in a national team. You have to make do with what you have. We
Mm-hmm.
have a number 10 there, and we are looking for a culture. I
Mm-hmm.
believe Christantus Uche and Shuba Akbom could end up being the solution to that number 10 spot in that Nigerian national team. What we need is a player that is dedicated, that will
Mm-hmm.
to work hard for the team, and that is Eric Shelley's principle. You have to run, you have to have the red legs to run. That has
Mm-hmm.
been happening in Nigerian national team. That guy is arguably one of the most intelligent, if not the most intelligent coach that Nigeria has had. Him, Westerhoff, and Bonfred Joe are very much high up there over anybody, because what he is saying tells me more that this guy has studied Nigerian national team inside out. He
Mm-hmm.
beat us 2-0. And he has noticed that most of the players that is coming to our national team does not like to run.
Mm-hmm.
Not. That is, if you come to a national, and when they go to their club, they are running like hyenas.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Wobi is very active and running like
Mm-hmm.
crazy whenever he's playing for Fulham. In Nigerian national team jersey, I'm like, is this the same person?
Yeah. So let me just ask you this question, and so before I go to Chris, the report this morning that the coach took a very big gamble. And in all honesty, I've been hearing news that oh, it's a lie. He didn't submit. 10 days ago, he said that they said that there's some people on the list and have not been committed to
Mhm.
play for Nigeria. Some of the English boys. It came out 10 days ago. You can now see it today. That the guys, what's it called? I don't lie to you. The name is there. When he dropped the name, the thing leaked. You get it? Say Nigeria, there's no way. Look at what happened during the George time. There's something. Don't worry, don't worry. The name, the thing leaked. The two names were there. And there's the guy that said it, he doesn't get it wrong. Maybe they have not submitted a document, I don't know. But this guy that said it, does not get it wrong. I want to ask you a question now.
Sure.
Ugochukwu and Kani Chukwuemeka. Do you think they can be the new generation of the midfielders we have, which should be pursuing national team? How good do you think they can be at this 20? They're still 20. How good do you think can be?
That is the number one question I was hoping for you to ask me. Thank you for asking me that question. I have heard the YouTube channels and some Nigerian YouTube influencers saying that Leslie Ugochukwu is the closest thing to John Obi Mikel. Please, my brothers and sisters, he is not going to come anywhere close. His style of play is not that of Mikel Obi. Leslie Ugochukwu is a player that is somewhat of a hybrid. He is a out and out defensive midfielder. He is nowhere a holding midfielder at all. And the reason why I added a twist of hybrid, Leslie Ugochukwu is the type of player that you can convert to a central defense. Mark my word. Mark my word. Note it today that I say this on this forum. He is capable of slotting in as our central defender.
Yeah, he can
the closest thing, talent-wise, that has the potential to be more like a Mikel Obi-like type of player is Kani Chukwuemeka.
Yeah.
He is the most important player to bring into Nigeria national team.
Yeah.
He can play as an attacking central midfielder. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He reminds me more of a hybrid between Olise and Mikel Obi. He has that combination. And he is very young. Is he a type of player that would fit very easily into the left side of our holding midfield / attacking midfield? Yes, he will fit in. I will say sorry to my brother. I grew up in Awada, Anambra State, next to Onitsha, born in Onitsha. Hey, Onyedika, love you so much. You make my heart joyous when I see you in national team. Seeing somebody from an Awada city being in a national team, absolutely. I'm very elated by knowing that. The thing is that Kani Chukwuemeka is more talented.
Than Onyedika.
Yes. But the twist that I love about these two individuals, we're looking for holding midfielders. And we have the best of the two sitting in front of us. Imagine Kani Chukwuemeka playing from the left side and Onyedika playing from either the right side. Or you can put Onyedika behind and put Onyedika and for the reason why I don't tend to put Onyedika as a creative midfielder, he is not comfortable playing in that position yet.
Yeah,
he is more comfortable playing as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah. So then also you have made a very big and bold statement. And IoT, if you are ready, I know that your camera was off initially. If you are ready, let me know. You have made a very bold statement, about talking about Raphael Onyedika, Kani Chukwuemeka's talent. But Chris, I know that you have been texting me and be talking about this in the background, in between. I know that we still will come and talk about these things today. But
I have one question for you, Smith.
Yeah, you're going to ask me. Let me just take on Chris quickly so that I will just keep him here. Chris, I know that you're an advocate of, you have to give everybody opportunity. There's no crime. You cannot say the father mother for Chukwuemeka, let me Nigeria. Father mother for Ugochukwu, let me Nigeria. It's the only difference is where they gave birth to them. So if the is saying that they cannot use left hand to point to Nigeria, Nigeria is where the father and mother is from. So I want to ask you
Where
this
is
question.
their heart? Is
Yes,
where is their heart?
yes.
It's very
So I want
important.
to ask you this question, Chris. Are you excited that okay, these guys are coming? Do you think they can add value to our national team, or do you think that we have Alassane? Chris, no, you are laughing, Chris.
No, see, the thing is that I'll start with Alassane. You know,
Yeah.
like I had so much hope in Alassane
Yeah,
when he was still in Europe.
yeah,
Because I watched the game he played against Barcelona and he was
yeah,
balling out. He had a
yeah,
great game.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
he just like we're talking about him moving to either to Germany.
Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves are going to the Premier League. And then all of a sudden, MLS. Like, how? So after that move, I just stopped paying attention to him.
Me too.
Now, in regards to Kani and Leslie, for me, you know, my thing is this here. Kani, especially Kani hasn't played a lot of games, you know. And if you watch him, you can tell that there's still some, you know, he's still kind of like raw. Like he's still the way he plays, he still needs, you know, some kind of like, you know, guidance. You understand? And which is understandable because he's 22 years old. You understand?
It's 20.
Sorry, 20, yeah, 20.
Yes.
So you understand that? And if that we had like a, you know, a functioning football federation, Kanye is supposed to be in, you know, in the under 20s or whatever. Like I don't think you looking at him going straight into the, you know, to the Super Eagles team. You understand? It's because of the situation we're in right now that we are looking at him going to this thing. So for me, I think between Leslie and Kanye, I think Leslie is more, you know, prepared to, you know, to get into the national team because when I times I've seen Leslie and Kanye play, I just feel like there's just some things in his game that he needs to cut out. Because also he's not someone that is that physical, which is something that I don't really like to always, you know, focus on in terms of African football about physicality and stuff. But still, there's still some part of his game. But I hope that now he's at Dortmund, which is, you know, we all know that Dortmund is a club where like they know how to harness talent. You know, they know how to build players. So him moving to Dortmund is a very good one for us. The fact that he's coming to play for us is a very good one.
I want to ask you a question, Chris.
Yeah.
You're talking about physicality.
Yeah.
Why is that the way we play against Africa, we normally suffer? Despite that, we are very physical.
I think the thing is,
they are not physical.
I think the reason why we suffer against these teams is because our coaches are always on some nonsense.
They go shake us like this, shake us from back to forth.
See what happened now. You know, today I was watching our game against Ghana, the World Cup qualifier against Ghana. Till today, you know, see me there. You know, the reason why I always speak highly of you is that everything that you have said in terms of the people that have been in charge of the national team has always been right. I watched that game, and the only thing we're doing was just crossing. And then I now compared it to the game, to the qualifiers we played. It's the same thing. The same nonsense. Like boom, 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 boom. Like
so you can find Victor Osimhen.
Like just like Victor jumped to the extent that I don't know how he was able to walk after that game. Because it was just boom, boom. And it's the same thing that happened in that Rwanda game. Once they shut him out, the only thing is just boom, find this guy. Boom. Go kick it inside, kick it.
Find the
and that's to show you that from that time, that we played at qualifiers till now, Eguavoen hasn't improved in anything.
Exactly.
And this is the same person that people, the media are saying that he should lead Nigeria to where?
He has run out of ideas.
From that time till now,
he didn't have an idea.
If you go back and watch that qualifiers, if you go back and watch that qualifiers, watch that Ghana is on YouTube. Ghana versus Nigeria. If you watch it and watch the game against Rwanda, it's the same thing, the same nonsense. Like the same nonsense, like no idea of how to break this team down. Once you just lock down, there's nothing else. We just tell you, pull him. The amount of crosses we had in that game.
So, my brothers, did you guys notice that it has been a long time that Nigeria, like after the 1998 to 2020, I think I would say after the 1998 World Cup, where you have our national team can break down team from the middle.
Yes.
With skill and teamwork. Now, it's almost like we are very much like a video game that is like very predictable. Okay, push the ball to the flank, cross it, push the ball to the flank, cross it. You don't see guys taking on opposition from the middle and the dribble, pass, get into the box and score. When was the last time we saw something like that?
Even if the problem is this, it's not only Super Eagles. So the only team that I see in the Nigerian national team breaking team down is under 17, under Lumide and Gaba. I see they were trying to break team down. But if you go and check the rest of our national team, go and check Super Concept under Osimadugu, is to cross way.
The last two teams that are under 17 that played that type of game won the under 17 back to back.
Yes, back to back.
The United Emirates under 17 2013 and the South Korea 2015 Osimhen and co.
Chile, yes, in Chile. I was in Chile, 2015.
Chile.
Yeah, Chile. So the issue I was mentioning earlier is just that if they know, see those that are trying to campaign. I don't want to be the broken record here. Just will say this thing. I'll be saying that Eguavoen is the one that qualified. He want to bring his guy to see. Nigeria is Nigeria. You don't qualify. Sometimes to the next floor to qualify. Eguavoen and carry us go to 121 AFCON. So what is wrong?
Did Eguavoen qualify us to this AFCON? That's a question I wanted to ask. If not for Libya thing that happened, Nigeria would have been in a deep mess.
And
let's not be realistic about that.
Yeah. So, and another thing is that if you look at the game against Benin Republic, the goal that Victor Osimhen scored, honestly, if there was VAR, that would be cut off. If you go and check it, Simon and Osimhen were discussing after the game. I don't know what they were talking about. We're just laughing, say, like you go and check it. When everything is scattered, Eguavoen was looping crosses throughout the game against the Republic. Cross. Imagine you have Lookman, so creative player. You now limit him to go and be crossing the ball to Victor Osimhen. Because to Victor Osimhen. So for me, it makes us ridicule slightly. And I'm happy that what's it called? Eric Chile has given this guy their training program. The last time Super Eagles have a training program under a coach was Pesero. I will tell you something here now. When Finidi was there, they were telling Nigerian players, I beg, they jog small. Is that? You're preparing for Coco qualifier, they jog small. Small, and you can see clearly that what's it called? Look, this guy Eric Chile called the big boys. He said it. Osimhen confirmed, but it was text message that was Finidi was sending text message. Text message. Now Finidi they say.
And the Osimhen Is one of my biggest concern in this World Cup qualifier.
Yes.
I
I'm
think
coming. Well, we are ready.
yeah, Shirley should very much address Osimhen's temperament. There's going to be games that will very much stretch his
Mm-hmm.
mental fortitude, and
Mm-hmm.
he has to be able to keep his calm,
Mm-hmm.
because if he gets a red card, now this
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian national team, I wholeheartedly think Shirley should train this team like a 10 against 11, so that they get acclimated to playing with one man down. I
But
think
Osimhen, but Osimhen is not a kind of player that gets sent off like that now.
Mm,
oh,
doesn't
we've gotten
You
lucky.
know,
With him
no,
touching
no,
the referee in the AFCON, that should be a straight red card. Yes.
yes.
Let's not just take a chance.
yeah,
There are
but
behaviors that
I
needs to be
understand your
addressed.
point. I understand your point, but I feel like Osimhen is not that kind of player where he's frustrated and then he just hits somebody or something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
The
even with
way he
even
approaches the referee can get him yellow card, and any accidental foul can result in a red card.
Yes, guys. So let me just take some one comment quickly. Okay, your tea is ready now. See, somebody's trying to back Chris. Now, why Tunisia beat us for 221 with that? And please, I'm going to give you the games on YouTube too. Go and watch it. That's the Tunisia game.
yeah.
You see Eguavo at his best. It should not be Ed that should go on this thing. So, okay, so can you drop after moving Aston Villa? For me, I think the move from Aston Villa was was slightly too early for Kanishi Kwemeka. I think that I've stayed before I actually want to move.
But Smith, a
Let me
player.
just take these comments quickly so we can move to release you.
Okay.
Is that can I even bring folks? Let me just see. And if we do not solve the issue of breaking down teams, our opponents, see, let me tell you something. Today,
True.
I was trying to break down Zimbabwe. See, the same tactics against Rwanda work against Zimbabwe. They work against Zimbabwe. See, the issue is this. If the two of them try to do is that they form a diamond midfield formation. They try and push to the wings so you can go and cross the ball. They have tall guys that can repel you. They try and push you. Now, the moment you run at them, look at what you guys did. The moment they ran at them in the middle, what happened?
Scored.
You know why? That template, that was what Enetrol did for them. He was running at them in the middle. So they commit people, Libya is the same thing too. They commit people towards them. At the end of the day, they open spaces, Look at when Lukman ran at them, everybody, like 4 of them, and space for Boniface and everything. So for me, I think that if we have better skilled player than them, in all honesty, I'm not trying to say this thing now. When I look at the Rwanda backline, a player that is not getting game time in Azerbaijan, a player playing for APR in Rwanda, they fail to beat. They can't even qualify for CHAN tournaments.
Smith, they are motivated.
They are
They
motivated.
are on top of the group.
Mm-hmm.
For the fact that they are on top of the group, they will fight to the end. And
Yeah.
whoever Nigeria should have in their squad should. I
Mm-hmm.
remember what was it? Gosh, who said this? It was Mobi Oparaco,
Mm-hmm.
2 days ago, said this Nigeria, if Nigeria is to qualify for World Cup, every person selected for these upcoming games and all the way to the end should be going there to fight as if it is the last game of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the only mentality that could get Nigeria the World Cup
Yeah.
ticket. Operation Sweep.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want to wrap this program up by just sharing some motivational thing around when everybody is done. I've just talked about it for like 5 minutes, that we have been here before and we see what happened, just to let people know that we are all Nigeria. But let me just try and bring IoT. So what we saying that you are in the other room. Are you truly in the other room?
I'm in the same room.
Dempsey, where's your flag?
If I don't have flag behind me, people start assuming all sorts of things.
No, you might be somewhere else. That's
I'm not at my desk. I'm not at my desk. That's why.
okay. So
I'm winding down for the evening, so I'm not at my desk.
mhm.
But good evening, guys. Good evening.
Good evening, bro.
Smith, like, what do you want me to chime in on? What
So
should
I just wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about the you are a big fan of Chukwuemeka ahead of Ikechukwu, but my brother here said that Kani say Ikechukwu is more ready than Kani. Do you agree? I know there's something not agree with him, and he has not made a comment about that too. But he picked out some things, agrees. But do you agree with that? Because you said it too. I remember clearly IoT that you believe that Kani was better.
So yeah, for me, I think I'm not convinced. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that either of them is a world beater yet.
Yes.
But when I watch the both of them play,
Mm-hmm.
I think Kani Chukwuemeka has more natural ability.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Chukwuemeka and I just can see talent in this boy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, people are aware of the fact that I'm a Chelsea fan.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they are both Chelsea players, but Chukwuemeka has played a lot more for Chelsea, and I've seen him play a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
Guys,
just
I have to go now.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
You can just see the ability in Chukwuemeka, and you just know that he's just begging for a chance to be able to play a consistent run of games and to be able to show him. So for me, when I look at Chukwuemeka, I think that he's someone that can easily come and fight with Fisayo Bashiru for a shirt. I'm not saying he's better. I'm not saying he's going to displace him, but I think that he is going to give him a good fight. And another thing for me that I always like to see is when other players speak about a player so highly, it makes me really look at that player in a different light. Because it's one thing for fans to hype a player, but it's another thing for your own colleagues to be talking about you and saying, no, this guy is a baller. Whenever they ask Chelsea players that who is that player that needs his chance, that people don't know how good he is, a lot of them tend to mention Kani Chukwuemeka. That people don't know how good this boy is. It just tells me that the things that he must be doing in training, other players are saying, no, this boy is a talent. So for me, again, he has not done it yet. Don't get me wrong. He has not done it yet on a big stage. We're hoping that Dortmund is going to be a place where he can shine and he can show himself. But just based on what I've seen in the flashes of games he has played for Chelsea, combined with what his peers say about him, it excites me. And that's why, like I said, when we spoke about it earlier, Smith, that's why I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what he can do for Dortmund and, see how he can establish himself. And honestly, based on the ability that I think he has, I think that he can serve us well if he comes into the national team.
Yeah. So I want to ask a question. One more question, and please go into it. Uche, I can see you in the back end. I'm going to assure bring you as soon as possible. Let me ask you, IoT. When Lookman joined the national team, are you feeling the same way? Say, because I'm not honesty. Let me just tell you something here now. It's like Chukwuemeka is closer now to being Leslie. Like it's closer now. But the two of them name they list. So I want to ask you, IoT. It might be Lookman or Victor Moses. The two our best gains, from the foreign land. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to mention now. I think I should work out well. But I want to ask you, do you think that he can achieve that Moses and Lookman's height in the national team?
I mean, I don't want to put too much hype on him. So I want to be careful. But the reality of it is that even Lookman, when Lookman joined the national team, let's be honest with ourselves, we did not see this coming. We did not look at Lookman back then and say, "Oh, this guy is a future Ballon d'Or nominee." This guy is
please mute yourself. Anybody
we did not see this coming.
You can mute yourself if you are.
Mute on YouTube.
You can mute yourself, Uche or Kola. Okay, all right, yeah.
So,
So
like,
we also use just stop listening to the YouTube. You are with us now. So, IoT continue.
When Lookman joined, it's not like we're looking at Lookman back then and saying, "Oh, this boy is going to win Africa's best player. He's going to be nominated for Ballon d'Or." We did not see it coming. So I'm not going to put so much hype on Chukwuemeka. But again, what I would just say is the raw talent that I think that this boy has. Because it's just really, really exciting to me. It's the way this is like on Tuesday, the way you were telling me that Kparobo Areri is the best talent living Nigeria since the day.
Yeah.
Is the way it doesn't mean that he's going to become a superstar.
Yeah.
We pray he does, but it does not guarantee anything. It's the same way I look at Chukwuemeka and I think he has so much talent. It does not guarantee that he's going to become a superstar, but I think if he applies himself properly, and there's always an element of luck involved, and if he can get the right stroke of luck, I think that he has the ability to be probably the best number 10 that we've had since maybe JJ.
Why is it that JJ have to be the reference point?
It's not like it's because JJ is that's why before you said that I took time before I mentioned a name. I was trying to think of the number 10s, like, who would I call?
Eti Mason.
Yeah, I couldn't really think
Okocha, Eti Mason, Okwaraji.
Eti played 2 years.
Yeah, he didn't play long to really.
All the recent midfielders that we've had that have slot into that position. It will be a slot in there before. Olawonya a slot in there before. Mikel too a slot in there. They don't. Mikel's talent, like, with all due respect to our legend, Mikel was not the most talented footballer in the world.
Yes,
very true.
But in all honesty, since I've been watching A-grade football in Nigeria, I've never seen a talent, I have to be honest, as good as Yoruba Mikel.
No, there is this guy, Chinedu Obasi.
See, the issue is this. I'm not talking about Obasi of 2005. I'm talking about when I saw Mikel, a raw John Obi Mikel, when he was using Palace at home. Hello, that is when I saw a pure Mikel. Say, my brother, it was called John Michael Obi then.
Yes, it was a mistake.
See, when I don't remember of the past. When I saw him against Australia in 2003, my brother, when somebody wanted to settle between Man United and Chelsea, then he said, "Who is the boy they are fighting for?" They brought in the clips of the boy. He said, "Go and be fighting." No, because this guy was just too good. I've never seen somebody of that talent. When people were talking about Kelechi Wakali, I was like, now because they will not see somebody.
But you know what I would say, Smith, like, Chukwuemeka did not play under-8 football for Nigeria. Go and check Chukwuemeka's numbers. Go and watch his games playing for England under 19s.
Yeah.
The boy is a super talent as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to hype him too much, but honestly, when I look at that boy, I see loads of ability in him, and I just want him to establish himself at Dortmund a little bit.
Yes.
And then we can
let me add something to Ayo.
Sorry. So you go have a response after your tea now, because you have to complete this on your tea. IoT. I don't want to say that you are picking sides, but I want you to talk about Lezi Okechukwu, because you mentioned something before. Say the person with somebody the bench self. Where what's it called?
Okay, before when I said Aribo is even benching him. There are different kinds of midfielders, there are different kinds of footballers. Who is also a good player, but again, for me, I've watched him play at Rennes a little bit, and I've watched him really this season at Southampton. He's still in and out of the Southampton 11. Sometimes
very poor Southampton team.
Yeah, in a very poor Southampton team. I think he's a good player. If he has the things that you cannot buy in the market. The size, the tenacity, those kind of tackling ability. And it's now just for a good coach to refine him and to make him into a very good player. But for me, I don't get the same excitement when I watch him like when I watch Chukwuemeka. That's just the honest truth.
Which is true.
I think he's a good player, but I don't get You know, there's some players that I always say, like for me, there's some players that you just watch. You just want to watch them 5 minutes. You know, no, this guy's happy ball. This guy's happy ball. You can just see it. Then you now have to watch them closely to see
the charisma in the field is not there.
Yeah.
So there's also
Maker's main things are his tackling. You know,
he's more defensive.
Yeah, and even when I look at that more defensive now, he never even more defensive reach some of the players where we don't get already. So it doesn't excite me as much. It doesn't mean that he won't be good, but it doesn't excite me as much. I'll let somebody go. Stop asking me questions.
Yeah, also,
I think, remember what I said earlier about Leslie.
Yeah.
Leslie will benefit being polished more as a central defender as his brother Onyeka Chiapam. He plays very calm in the as a defensive midfielder. I believe he can slot in easily as a center back. He is not as skilled as an offensive midfielder. He is not. When it comes to Kani Chukwuemeka, people don't talk about his Aston Villa.
So before you go to Kani, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
If Wilfred Ndidi continued as a central defender, do you think he will have the type of career he's having now?
That's a very good question. To be frank with you, if Wilfred indeed is continued as a central defender, he will have a better career club-wise. Yes. Because the reason I'm saying that is that Wilfred Ndidi, we've not seen a lot of him as a center back. Wilfred Ndidi, if you look closer, talent-wise, he is more of a skilled central defender than a defensive midfielder. But due to necessity was why he was moved. His ability to be the first line of defense was why he was moved there. And that is what we have seen most in his career. But Wilfred Ndidi, honestly, if we are lacking of somebody that can slot back in the right side of our defense, I think Wilfred Ndidi will be that person. If Balogun is not there, I would be very more than capable of having Wilfred Ndidi play in that position.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So talk about Kani Chukwuemeka now.
Kani Chukwuemeka, there has not been a lot of people talk about Chelsea. Okay, he's moving to Dortmund. Okay, we will see what he can become then. The Kani Chukwuemeka that I watched in the England underage games and in Aston Villa, I was shocked. I'm like, this guy is real. I did not even believe that there will ever be a chance for Nigeria to get Kani Chukwuemeka. And if that chance presents, take it. The reason why this guy is moving from Chelsea to Dortmund is because Maresca, the preferred established players and not players that are still, molding into their full potential. But Kani Chukwuemeka is a very talented, multifaceted midfielder. You can slot him as a defensive midfielder. You can slot him as a creative central midfielder. Do you remember that Chelsea was even moving him to the left to play as sometimes a left wing back?
Yeah.
That is how talented that guy is. He can fit into multiple positions.
And everything.
When I told you that he is more talented than Onyedika, this is where I'm coming from. I love you, my brother, my Awada brother, but I'm just being frank. This guy is more talented, and both of them playing left and right of our defensive midfielder in the future will be a beauty to watch.
Okay, thank you. Let me go to Uche before I go to his now. Call me Kola. Uche, just quickly, just fire down quickly. What are you talking about?
Okay, you know Gittins, right? Gittins in Dortmund.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when I see Gittins and imagine, okay, what Dortmund can be for Chukwuemeka, I believe it's going to be like a top talent. But most times I don't compare Chukwuemeka to Onyedika. I feel like you can compare Onyedika to Ederson of Atalanta.
Okay.
What they are similar. They sit behind and then they dictate play as defensive midfielder. What Ugochukwu can morph into could be a 6. They just sit back and just keep mopping. But playing him as a defender wouldn't be like the topmost priority because sometimes he loses concentration. But if you play him as a 6 over time, he would evolve.
This guy is
over time. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to mention, if you can remember, we are talking about breaking down teams. One Super Eagles team that I noticed could break up team was, remember the 2004 Nigerian team?
Yeah, under
Christian Chukwu, especially that game against
they had
and so forth.
They catch 2004.
No, that was Odemwingie.
We have
Otaka. Exactly. Especially the game against Cameroon. You saw how they broke down Cameroon. That pass. So when I imagine, I've not seen Nigeria do that kind of play before again. Like Eguavoen just plays one style of football. If you even remember, like Eguavoen in 2003, that Mikel set.
Yeah,
that's it. It was 2003, 2007. That's under 17.
2003,
under 17. He's just been playing one style of football since, and he has not changed it. Keeps repeating the same thing back. So that's why most times I wonder why, especially with Nigerian media space back in Nigeria, why they keep hyping those guys up. Like I remember when someone was wondering why Finidi George did not request for more money in his contract. I was like, he doesn't have the talent to request for it. His license is not
qualification.
His qualification is not up to Chelsea's own.
It's got a UEFA A license,
but it doesn't have a pro license.
Yes, it doesn't have a pro. Yeah,
you cannot compare him to Chelsea that has a pro license.
Yeah.
So most times when they make this comparison about Nigerian coaches, I'm like, we are not there yet. What has NFF done in regards to even bringing setting an institute that could give CAF licenses, pro licenses to coaches? If we have like maybe 5 that have CAF pro license, then we know that we're going forward. But we don't have, and somehow that's the thing. And somehow they want those same guys those same footballers in MPFL to represent us in Super Eagles.
Sorry, the last time that they did it in Nigeria, I think they're going to do one in April now. Everybody passed. Because so they took it to Ghana, but now they are taking it back to Nigeria now. So at least I hope that this time around everybody will not pass. Everybody should be able to like do the thing normally, because all this on the Windows side do exam and PSO, we need genuine. The best thing. So continue. Sorry for getting you.
Yeah, on that thing, it's more like, okay, like this under 17, we need to really take it serious, because it's been a while. It's been over like 7 years that we graduated like a talent like Osimhen, Chukwueze. Like I knew Chukwueze like as far back as, because I went to Umudike. So I knew when he used to come to our school to train when he was young. So when I saw him on under 17, saw him with the under 17 team, I was like, maybe this little guy where they play for our school field there. So but we get to see all these things. But right now we've not seen like them graduating talent, or seeing like a set of under 17 that we can say, okay, in the next 5 years, 10 years, we'll get to see like 5 players from this set. Yeah. So I think that's something that Nigeria needs to take very, very serious, so that we don't necessarily rely on the players from the diaspora. Because if they want to come in, I think most times we chase them. I feel like if they see a strong home base team, or teams that we graduated from home base, they will take it like very seriously, like when they are joining, when they want to join Super Eagles. Like assuming we had the set of Olise right now, players like Adeyemi will want to play for us, or Musiala will want to play for us.
Yeah.
Because of the skill set we have. But right now we are not graduating those talents anymore.
Imagine we have those guys to play for us. And the issue basically is that
my brother, it's not about the talents and the skill sets. It is about the management.
Yeah, I think the management too, actually. Because
look
at Morocco.
Why they are not committing to Nigeria.
Look at Morocco. Why do you think that Brahim Diaz would just say, okay, I'm taking my nationality to Morocco? Because that you know that there's people are saying that Brahim Diaz is the top scorer in the AFCON qualifier. And Brahim Diaz is scoring goals against Lesotho like no man's business. Somebody was come and tell me, yes, African football. What's African football? He came from Europe and been scoring. If you see the way he scored against Lesotho, all those beating them black and blue. He said that African football from where. So thank you, Uche. Let me hear from Kola. Your thoughts.
In my own opinion, I think we really don't get the best out of. We really don't. Let me say, Mikel really didn't deliver to the Super Eagles the way I wanted it, because I think it was because of when he have to blend into Chelsea, because they have to convert him to that defensive midfielder. We don't get the best out of Mikel. That is to me, to my own opinion. So I'm not saying to other. So that was why I think we don't see the best out of him. And in terms of Iguavon, I've always said this: Iguavon is one match traffic. Who doesn't have a plan B after plan A? Because if you look at what happened at the Nations Cup in Cameroon and what actually happened at the World Cup qualifier, he didn't even remember. He didn't even know when the Ghanaian changed information on the field. So Iguavon, to me, I see no reason why he's still there. So in terms of the Super Eagles, if you could remember, you see the same. If you look what this man, our former coach, this Benin Republic man, if you look, he was the one that exposed Super Eagles to Rwanda. It was the same formation that used to defeat the Super Eagles. Was the same tactics the Rwanda used against us in Uyo. The low block and the diamond formation was the same formation, and he has actually exposed us. So if you see any team coming for us, they know how to play us, use the low block, use the diamond information. So in time of this Canary guy, I think if you remember, I sent you a message, something like that. Yeah. It's long overdue. We need them. We need that midfielder, the holding midfielder, the creative midfielder that is going to give the true pass, that so we can get this thing done. And in time of Ndidi, if only Ndidi is no more, he's not like Ndidi of before anymore. So like that rugged defensive midfielder is not there. You know, Ndidi is the type of how would I put it, like this professor footballer that's polish his game, that doesn't want to struggle for all those things anymore. If only we can get the kind of Olise, and if you remember the 2013 Nations Cup we won, this Onazi, the ruggedity. So we need that type of defensive midfielder. If we can get that, forget it.
Yeah.
If we can get that for this guy, for this Chuku, we are good to go. Forget the rest. Because if you look at that guy, the Chelsea Conference League, the guy is a baller. Yes. The guy is a baller. So if you can, I think with this coach, we will get it right. If only the NFF officials are going to give him a free hand to do what he wants to do, to select his player. That is my most concern. If they're not going to dictate for him, because I saw one blogger that wrote something that Filingi said that sometimes the NFF, there is a power above that will pressure you, that we want to select player for that. This player must be in the team at all costs. Why are you doing that at the expenses of the nation? So that's how I feel. That's my own opinion.
Okay. Thank you, Kola. And the issue is this. That's why we're talking about independent minds. Someone that will come in that will not be influenced by just anybody. Someone that will come in that will have their own words, their own independent opinion. Someone that will come in that will be able to say no to something. For example, now, this is not confirmed though. I heard that one person that a lot of people are saying that this thing imposed a player on Finidi George. One person imposed a player on Finidi George. I was here in the room. I did not say this, but the issue I'm saying basically is that the same player that was imposed on you, the person that imposed the thing on you took over later. The boy did not play under him. What does that one now mean? So it's you that now suffer the whole thing. So in my own opinion, I just think that some of these guys should be able to stand up and make decisions themselves. All this quota, it was Pascal that fought it. Remember that when Orban and Boniface was very hot, they asked him to go and invite one boy called Nwachukwu. Is it Nwachukwu from Bender Insurance? I forgot his name. It's called Divine Nwachukwu. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The boy could not even get into, I don't know where the boy is now. So, it's just some law that does not make sense at all. And at the end of the day, the boy did not even make it anything. So they have to leave out Victor Boniface and give Orban because of Divine Nwachukwu.
Divine Nwachukwu now plays in Ethiopia.
So, do you remember that Michael Olise was considering Nigeria, but the governor was the reason why he was put on a standby list?
The funniest thing about that Michael Olise is that this boy that just discussed today, they used to be friends in national team for France, and they used to discuss how they will even play for Nigeria. To tell you that no matter how the Nigerian project is, no matter what we are doing, if you see a guest way ugly sometimes, you will see get sweet up. You will see guests see where they die for them. We know they get them right, but some people still they like us. So we have to know. Some people, they see they like us. So in my own opinion, I just think that we are so blessed that we have to actually be able to announce all these things, or else it's going to be extremely very bad for us. So this quota, I hope that Suguso does not bring that quota back, because he'll say something he cannot say that does not see any player out of the home base. Now the player that is selected has joined Amarik in Sudan. Will he go and pick the player now ahead of Onyedika? The boy have went to Amarik in Sudan. That is Gide Fatokun. It's now in Amarik in Sudan. So the issue that surrounds all these things is very complicated. And that player there, what's he called? Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, getting offers. You don't know where it's going to land. So we have to look at this thing that, are these people even genuine? If they want to sell player, for example, now the player that they sold to Division 4, Division 5, Division 4 in the UK. He himself know that he himself know that he does not deserve to be national team. He knows that.
Exactly.
He knows that. So all these things, we need to take it serious. But this way, bend, Sadiq, bending. They were saying that, hey, it's better than Ola Aina. So I remember saying that Ola Aina is one of the best right back in the Premier League. Now, Sadiq Bendy just failed his medical in Albania. So, we just have to say these things clearly, because it's not about agenda. We should be sincere with ourselves. Can Sadiq Bendy be our right back during AFCON and we enter final? Sadiq Bendy will be say they bring him in against what's it called? Against the Republic. See road again. Every time he wants to cross the ball. If you see the way they dribble him, at the pity him, they dribble together. If you see the way they dribble the two of them,
they know they dribble Alexander Arnold. Come on now.
They do, but it's not for them to dribble you and you fall your kata like that. No feel for your kata too much like that.
The stage was too big for him.
It was too big. And the problem is this: the person who dribble arm, they played grassroots football together in Lagos, the Benin Republic boy. So when they brought in Sadiq Benson, the boy was licking his lips. Say, I don't bring this guy. He knows he go chop. So we just need to be sincere. And those people too that are projecting those agenda on Twitter, they should fear God though. I saw one lineup I posted that one man did on Twitter. That I wonder that is this person really sick or is okay? He said, Ola enough, you should drop. He picked all Nigerian born, not no abroad. He dropped Lukman. I'm not saying this. He dropped Lukman. He dropped everybody. He picked Benjamin Tiaminu and Omeru as the defender. Some people they don't get that conscience. I don't know the reason why, but I just hope that we get it right. So IoT, I saw something, actually was here, and I know that you probably want to be when the head alone is going bald out of his age. No, Sadiq Bendy is just 20 years old.
Maybe he's just cutting his hair out of choice now. Not be everybody.
Yes.
Everybody won't keep hair now.
Some areas are just more shine than the other one. Doesn't matter. You see, you will be using Vaseline. IoT. There's something you say. Just talk about a little bit about Raphael Ayagba quickly.
Okay. Raphael Ayagba, if anybody is not aware, is a midfielder. Played in Nigeria multiple times. Has played in the US. Has played in Egypt. Has played in Libya. And he had this famous incident that happened. Yeah, he played in Libya. And he had the famous incident that happened in Egypt where he was maltreated by his club.
I remember that.
The case went to FIFA, went to CAS. After all the maltreatment, they were made to pay him a sizable amount of money. And I spoke to him where he chronicled his journey, going abroad, having to come back to Nigeria, going abroad again, having to come back to the MPFL. Also he spoke about everything that happened to him in Egypt. I asked him if he would go back to play in Egypt. I asked him if he would prefer or if the football in Libya is better than Nigeria, and so many other questions. About an hour sit-down interview that I had with him virtually, of course. But it was a very nice conversation, and the interview is going to be premiering on Eagle Striker tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. That is, I believe, 3 p.m. Nigerian time. That's 2 p.m. in the UK. And I'm encouraging everybody to go watch because it's going to be a very interesting watch. I can guarantee that. I know everybody is like, they're comparing it to the initial Anayo Iweala interview. I think this one maybe has potential to be up there in terms of the level of interest, in terms of level of insights. And yeah.
I really want to hear about the Egypt incident.
Yeah, as like you can play the trailer for people to see, but I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, so guys, I'm going to play the trailer so that you guys can remove. So just try and remove this banner. I want to play the trailer so that we can be able to actually want to see and actually enjoy it together. But in all honesty, that Adnario trailer, when they were playing it here, it's like make tomorrow come quickly. We can go watch that. You know what? All I like they say, Kenneth Rowe, call me. Yes. Are you okay? Yes. Are you fit? Are you that guy? Those beats you put together. I was looking for it when I was watching the interview. Guys, if you have not even watched it, see.
The number of just before I play, the number of phone calls that I've received because of that Anayo Iweala interview. So some people call me, he's lying. Why are you saying this? Why is he saying that? Some people said, no, it's true. I was part of the people that, I've spoken to even the agents that helped that were working with him when he was trying to make all those transfers. I've heard people are upset that, why are you letting him say this about us, blah, blah, blah. But for me, that's what I like. I like when an interview like that can have that kind of impact, when it can bring
transparency.
And I don't know. I always say, like, I thank God for this thing because I don't use jazz, but for whatever reason, whenever I sit down with these players, they just always feel free to open up and to just talk and to say whatever is on their mind. And that's the same thing that happened with Rafael Ayagua.
Yeah. So let me just try and play the thriller quickly. And
Led me to go to school, but I said no. This is what I wanted, and I'm going for it. As a young boy coming up, I was earning 700,000 then. I was the first Nigerian to sign in Norway without trials. People must talk regardless of anything you do. So anything anybody says outside, it's his or her own opinion. Football in Libya is physical.
Would you say is a higher level than Nigeria? Is it a lower level?
You can see in the continent, then you judge.
What would you say was the biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge, I would say, is my experience in Egypt. I must say, I was like, God, prove yourself that you are God. Let me come out of this alive. That was the only thing I was saying in my heart. They treated me like a common criminal.
Yeah. So that's Egypt will probably be one of the highlights, of that interview, because we need to be able to look at what really unraveled there, and maybe IoT, you get calls from Egypt now that it's a lie. We did do it because this small video now, before you know it now, they can travel, and they travel again. They will we did do it. IoT, because
IoT, thank you for that interview, because it is very crucial. It will save a lot of careers of NPFL players when they are trying to make this type of moves.
Yeah.
They need to think twice.
Yeah.
They need to make sure that they are going in a territory where they will be treated like they have rights.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, which is actually very good, guys. I said that I don't want to overshoot today. I already shoot past this thing. But guys, 3 p.m. Nigerian time, 2 p.m. UK time. Is it 9 a.m. Eastern time?
Yeah,
Eastern time. Yeah. So, guys, make it. I'll be there. If you want to banter me in the comment section too, come and banter me in there. I'll be there. So you guys will be able to actually
And please, anybody that watches it, feel free to let me know who you would like me to talk to. I'm always I told I'll tell everybody here. I told Smith earlier today. I've confirmed Leon Balogun for the podcast. So that one,
Gift Urban.
Gift Urban know he speak English.
Is Leon Balogun in the list?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's in the list.
One more thing is expect more Nigeria player to convert back to Nigeria that they want to play for the Super Eagles. If only the management, the NFF, will be willing to get it right and give player or select player based on merit without imposing player.
Yeah.
On the coaches.
Said it now that players should be on merit. That means that
yes, I saw the interview. That he has changed his nationality since 2019. That he was waiting for them to call him, and there's nothing he can do because they are expecting a Brian video.
That's what I think. They called one guy called is it Mbaoma?
Victor Mbama.
Mbaoma.
Yeah. They called Akikumi.
The Enyimba guy.
They called Kumamao. They call one boy called Sonny Fasai of Castanet. So guys, it's been another wonderful Friday, fantastic conversation. It's getting closer.
Let me speak like Donald Trump. In our national team, we need to stop DEI. We don't need them to be including everyone for the sake of inclusion.
That's the equivalent to quota system in Nigerian football. I am very glad that we have Eric Shelley. There's no way we'll have an indigenous coach that will not. There's only less than 1% of them that will not have been influenced by sentiments of having some tribalism in the national team. We do not need that. We need a complete somebody that is neutral, That is Eric Shelley. If it wasn't Eric Shelley, I would have preferred a foreign coach.
Which is
A foreign coach that has a principle and mind of their own. That is the one that would be able to manage Nigerian national team.
In all honesty, Eric Chile would have been the head coach. They want to get the foreign coach again for NFL.
No, I said if it wasn't Eric Chile.
They want to get Eric Chile as the chief coach and somebody else to be the technical advisor. Before.
What?
Yes, now. That was the plan.
This country, they know this surprise.
So they can pay two people. Two people can be getting money. One will go buy this thing. See, you have to get one man. That man will be the one managing the football. Chile will be the coach. So they were not saying they go be like, I guess it's going to be changing. So that's the reason why they actually will change. But guys, Uche, thank you for actually joining. Nice to actually see your face again. And Kola, as usual, thank you. Guys, don't forget to AFCON. If you are in Europe, Morocco is not far. Let's meet up. If that so now, just not all the time you play, you work. Those small time where you free. Don't worry. If you go Morocco with Didier, even if not, go see somewhere, go see us there now. Go flex. See. Don't forget, money is not this thing. We did together for Morocco. Let's go together. So if you are interested, let us actually let us see.
All the money that you are saving to watch Ashake, to watch Wizkid, to watch Burna Boy, you can use that money to go and watch your guest.
Money that you want to go and use to greet Mrs. in London from somewhere. You can just take one weekend money. Take that one weekend money and let's go to Morocco.
The money you are spending in club, because I know some people go one night in club, you spend 300, 400, 500.
Yeah. So yes, now let's just go to Morocco, chill, and actually will come back. You they tell them money no the problem. Yes, money is not problem. Anything where we see go job. See, the issue is this, maybe we go look for. No worry. When I go open the group now, Morocco 2025. I will be adding people there. So, we can see at least it's not as if you want to come, you'll be saying, I don't see where to sleep. Oh, no, that will not be a problem. It's okay. Let's just go there and see what we're going to ourselves. Guys, IoT is going to be coming. If you want to say IoT live, there's going to be meet and greet for IoT. Meet and greet. I'm going to be collecting money. So, you see IoT in Morocco. Yeah. So let's go. So no worries. So guys, Kola, thank you for joining. Uche, I appreciate it. Then also, thank you for your time today. And IoT as usual, thank you for your time. Don't forget to join us on Tuesday for the Nigeria FC podcast. Very interesting. And watch out for tomorrow's interview too with Raphael Ayagba. So we actually will see you. So that thank you guys for joining. You can just leave from your own end. Let me do my closing remarks. Yeah.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. Yes. So that is that. Thank you guys for joining. It's been a fantastic episode again. Friday night football club. But before I go, I just want to encourage somebody that is still doubting Nigeria qualification for the World Cup. I showed you this graphic before about Nigeria road to Japan Korea 2002. I'm going to tell you about our journey to South Africa 2010. The last game, Nigeria traveled to Kenya to go and play against Kenya, the Harambee Stars of Kenya. Nigeria had 9 points then. Tunisia had 11 points. Tunisia needed a draw, or sort of like a draw also, against, needed like a win, maybe probably a draw against Mozambique, and Nigeria needed a win. But what happened? They lost in that game. They saw World Cup ticket like this. They lost. And Nigeria won against Kenya, and Nigeria qualified. Let me tell you something. Nigeria, the only time that Nigeria qualified for the World Cup 2 times that was easy was 1998 and 2014. it has never been easy for Nigeria to qualify. So put your mind at rest. Let's be in this journey together. You know, this World Cup qualifier against Rwanda, we might be having one of our person there in Rwanda to cover the game for us. You know, we never know. We are working towards that. Yes, 2008 was also easy too for Nigeria. We qualified before. So 3 times, I was 3 times. That 98 was not really that easy, but 2018, 2014, and 1998. So, guys, yes. So thank you guys for joining. Believe that the Super Eagles will make us proud and actually fly. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you again on Tuesday with IoT on Eagles Tracker NG for Nigeria FC podcast. Don't forget to join the live stream, the interview tomorrow too for Rafael Ayagba. Thank you guys for joining. I will see you again next week. God bless. Please, I got average about 70 people watched at once that was watching this live program. I only have 43 likes, 45 likes, guys. I'm going to give you just 1 more minute. Let's make it 50 likes. It's 45 now. Let's make it 50 likes before I actually end it here. Let's make it 50 likes. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe, guys. So, and like and subscribe, guys. Very important. I'm happy with your subscription. You know, I can't believe that we are already here. You know, in this, I can't believe that we're already in the 4,000. I can't believe that. You know, we're going about 200. Yes, we're going to be live there. So, guys, Morocco is going to be sweet. So just let us know your movements. Let us know if you are based in Marrakesh. For me, I think Rabat to Marrakesh is not really that far. No, Rabat to Fez is not really that far. We'll do a lot of things together. You know, guys, just let us know so that at least we can actually just vibe together and meet ourselves, not only online. We meet ourselves, we eat together, we discuss Nigerian football together. You know, when I went to France, let me just tell you this story quickly. When I went to France for the Olympic Games, I went to go and watch Nigeria against Brazil during the Olympic Games, the women game. As I finished the game, I just saw a lot of people. Smith Lai. Ah, we know you now. We know you. You know, I like that. Let us meet physically. Let us discuss Nigerian football. Let us gist about Nigerian football. So, guys, I appreciate you for joining today. I'll see you again on Friday for another edition of Friday Night Club. So maybe on Friday next week, I will have like the list, you know, of the 31 players that's actually submitted by Eric Chile. So I want to be able to discuss and break them down. Thank you guys for joining. I remain your host, Smith Lai. See you again on Friday. Thank you and God bless.